that, be sure to do that as soon as possible, because that is what we're currently, this is our learning platform, and this is how I'm going to always communicate with you. Because when I post anything, I'll definitely, put it up as an announcement, send it to you as an email. It does go to your BCCS email account, so that's the account it's going to default to. So everybody have their access to that. Be sure to check that. And when you're emailing me, be sure, one of the things that can happen, you can email me from Canvas. You can click on this little icon and get to your mail. However, one of the things that I learned working with Canvas, I don't always get those emails. Your better option when you sign on to My Rentals, the better option is to use your Gmail account for rentals to email me. Okay, I tend to get all of those emails. A couple of things I want us to look at, especially if your previous professor didn't use the Connect, the McGraw-Hill. It is a wonderful site. It is where our textbook is located, and the textbook, it comes to us in the ebook format. I know I'm not the greatest with those ebooks, okay? A lot of times when it comes to those ebooks, I really want to have the paper book in my hand, okay? But I'm going to show you a way that I've tried to make your life easier. So if you don't have that paper copy of the book, hopefully what I've put up here for you, you won't have to pay for that. Because when you go into the McGraw-Hill site, you should see something like this. And over here to the side, this is where you can access that ebook. This is where you're going to be needing the code. So, one way, if your previous professor or if anywhere you've used Connect, if you have your username and password, you can still access that. Okay? You can just simply, when you click on that link in the course, you can go to the login and it will have your, you can put in your username and password. If you remember your username but not your password, it's okay. It gives you an option to reset it. So you can use it if you've had previously. If not, it will ask you to set up an account. And it'll go through, but at some point, it is going to ask for the access code. That is what comes with the lab manual. So, if you had the lab manual from 141, and it came with the access code, you should already be registered, depending on whether the professor used it or not. If not, go back to see if you kept it. That's the other thing. If you kept it, those little sort of like cardboard pieces that were to the front and back, that should be where the access code is. Okay? So, once you do that, you'll see the links for the textbook. Question: if you have used Connect, did the professor do that smart book stuff? Or the, okay, I see one head shaking yes. What were your thoughts on that? Liked it, didn't like it, did it take a long time?
It took a long time.
Takes forever, okay? I don't use that, all right? Mainly because sometimes it sits there giving you repeat information, stuff that I really don't feel you need, all right? Because one of the things that I try really hard to do, for example, how many of you in here are planning to go into nursing? All right, physical therapy, respiratory therapy. Okay, so in some way, you're planning to go into a medical field, right? Is anybody in here taking the course for fun? All right, so one of the things I try to do with our programs here at Reynolds, I try to work really hard with our faculty because I want to make sure that you're ready for those courses that you've got to go into. So rather than going through all that smart book stuff that can take you, trust me, I've taken the classes that have used it, and sometimes it is hours that you're spending going through that assignment. I don't want that kind of stress on you, okay? My goal, I'm trying to decrease your stress as much as possible because we already know this is a difficult class, okay? If you took 141, then you know anatomy and physiology is not easy. So when you get ready to complete one of the assignments, this is something I put together myself, okay? You might look at that assignment and see that it has 78 questions. Don't let that be this automatic response. Because what it is, it could be simply you've got a picture with labeling and you have 10 things to label on that one picture. Okay? So it may look like the assignment's long, but it's nothing compared to what you're going to see in SmartBook. What I've done is I have chosen questions that I feel you need to know for that chapter. So when you click on these assignments, it's information that's hopefully going to be helping you with labeling, helping you understand some of those pieces for that particular chapter. Now, when you access the ebook, because this is what we have, with the ebook, and when you go to this, how many of you access this? Access the actual ebook? Well, let me kind of give you some pointers about it because it is very helpful, okay? Because one of the things about the ebook, you've got little links that you can click on. One of the biggest things that help is when you go to your table of contents, and even though I've got chapter 3 pulled up, okay, if you scroll to the bottom of that, this area right here, study guide, all right, when you click on that, it brings you to a lot of good information, kind of gives you some little tidbits about the chapter. As you continue to scroll down, it's going to give you some ways that you can work on questions and so forth. But something else that I have created to help you get through a lot of this, when you click on modules within the Canvas site, of course you've got the information that's going to come from the school, okay? And I just realized, it just hit me, for all of my classes, I have forgotten to put in my faculty information, but that's okay, I'll get that fixed. And you've got other things that you can click on that the school has placed there. I didn't place those, the college did. What I've done is I've created the modules, course documents, homework, assignments, PowerPoints, YouTubes. When you click on course documents, everything that I can provide you that can help you with the information, I've put there for you. So we're going to look at the syllabus, the outcomes for the course as a whole. Okay, this is a few pages long. Okay, if you want to open that, read it, that's great. Okay, what I have provided to help you with each chapter. Okay, the first thing I have is something called an extended outline. This is going to be a Word document. Note, it's for this entire chapter. So if you go back to that e-text, if you click on, let's go ahead and pull up chapter 13 because that's where we're going to start. This is an easy way for you to get around having to either try to print this, which they do not allow, okay? You got to be very inventive to get some of these pages printed, okay? You can actually take the handout that I've created, and that's basically what you're reading in the text. And you can print that off, all right? So that's to hopefully help you. It should follow along directly. It should be almost word for word what you're reading. The textbook just might be a little more explanatory. So I've got that to try to help you. The other thing that I have for you under that module, study guide. I'm always asked, do we have a study guide? Yes, we do, all right? My recommendation for the study guide, just click on the link, download it. Once you've downloaded, I would go in and at the end of each question, create some spaces. Print it off. As you're reading and studying, answer these questions. This is what is going to be on the tests. Okay? So I'll provide this for you every chapter. All right? So it's hopefully going to help decrease some of that stress. Might look like a whole lot, but this is anatomy and physiology. But at the same time, I know you're probably taking other classes. You may be working. You may have children. You may have sick family. Okay? So I'm trying to do everything I can to support you in your learning. Okay? Any questions about those few little documents so far? Okay? So, now, test. Does that just automatically create stress?
Yep.
It does. Why?
Because they're important. If you do poorly on them, it's got a major impact.
They're important. Doing poorly. What would we consider doing poorly?
Like what grade?
Mm-hmm.
Getting less than an A.
I'm getting less than an A. Okay, okay. Because I was the exact same way, okay, during my entire college career. If I made anything less than an A, I was a total stress ball. To the point, I actually developed a stomach ulcer and was spending my time having to go to the doctor trying to control my ulcer, which created more stress. Now, in all reality, we're going to have 5 tests, okay? That means for the first test, for example, let's say you don't get that A, you get a B, which is still great, okay? But let's say you get a C. Okay. Anything other than that, you all know, we got to have something better than that for passing. So I'm going to show you another way that I've tried to help decrease that stressor, okay? First of all, this study guide right here, if you work through that study guide, in my courses that I teach, the students who work through that study guide, very seldom have I ever had a student make less than an A on the test, okay? Something else that's going to show up on a test, yes, we're going to have an essay question. Let me explain why. A lot of times you hear the term essay and it creates stress. However, I give you that essay question ahead of time. All right? Because what information are you getting across to me in answering an essay question? That you understand it. And one of the most important things with anatomy and physiology, understanding it. But here's the kicker, all right? We got to understand it at a certain level.